In a move that surprised just about everybody, algorithmic news sharing app Artifact is shutting down after concluding that, quote, the market opportunity isn't big enough to warrant continued investment in the product, quoting TechCrunch. The team had rapidly iterated on its product from a smart news-like news reading app to a curation and news discovery platform where individual users could become creators of a sort, finding interesting gems from around the web that others could like and comment on. It also employed several AI tools to summarize news, rewrite clickbait headlines, and surface the best content. However, the slate of changes had perhaps diluted the original value of the product, which was a simple news app that could take on the likes of built-in offerings on users' phones like Apple News. The end result was something more akin to a Twitter replacement, but that's a market with numerous competitors, including, in fact, Meta's Instagram, which has launched a Twitter/X rival called Threads. In the blog post penned by Instagram and Artifact co-founder Kevin Systrom, he writes that acknowledging the market reality is something startups often fail to do, but, quote, making the tough call earlier is better for everyone involved, end quote. Indeed, Artifact was an unusually high-profile startup given who the founders were, Systrom and Mike Krieger, both Instagram founders, worth quoting what they had to say in the shutdown note. We have built something that a core group of users love, but we have concluded that the market opportunity isn't big enough to warrant continued investment in this way. News and information remains critical areas for startup investment. We are at an existential moment where many publications are shutting down or struggling, local news has all but vanished, and larger publishers have fraught relationships with leading technology companies. My hope is that technology can find ways to preserve, support, and grow these institutions, and that these institutions find ways of leveraging the scale that things like AI can provide, end quote. Yes, but once again, this seems to be an example of entrepreneurs finding that in a weird way, social media is not a platform that can accommodate news in a way that achieves the level of scale that social platforms can monetize, despite the fact that news items flood social media, and by some measures, the majority of especially younger Americans consume their news on social media. To their credit, they tried to overcome this a bunch of ways. As mentioned, they recently evolved into a Twitter-like conversation platform, a Pinterest-like way of discovering links, and they were, from the beginning, a sort of algorithmic-style news platform like Apple News, but maybe more in the vein of TikTok, but for news. I do have to give them credit for making me a regular Apple News user. I tried out Artifact, saw immediately the utility, but then read too many stories about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and my algorithm became all gaming news all the time. So I switched to Apple News, and since I'm more able to curate my news sources, that is now the first app I go to when I wake up in the morning.